Hello my crafty friends, it's Michelle, the Southern Shell, and I'm going to share with you today what I'm making for my grandson for his 2nd birthday. This little boy loves flags. Yes, he loves flags. He's a flag fanatic. So I am going to make him a flag with his name on it. So I just went into Canva, the first thing I did, and I printed out some letters. I chose some letters, spelled out his his Theodore, but we call him Theo. And I made it so I could print 1 letter per copy paper so that I could spell his name out and it'll be nice and big on his flag. I went ahead and got some of my muslin and I cut this down to, let's see, how big are we? We are 21.5 inches wide, and we are 24. $34 inches wide. Now, it's not precise. I just cut me out a piece that looked about the shape of a flag, and it is doubled, and I just have it pinned together. This is not going to be exact. This can be very rustic, very shabby for him. He's a boy, and I want it to just, as it gets older, to age with it. So I just went ahead and cut me out something that I knew his name would fit on and would be a really nice size flag for this little guy. So the next thing I did was I pulled out some old jeans and cut a leg off, and I am going to go ahead and pin. I think we've got this one, but I think this one might be a skinnier piece. Yeah, let me finish cutting this one off, and I think I'll put the T on this pant leg. Actually, this is a bigger one. Look at that. That's a nice size one. So if we do T, and then I have this green or this, I think I'll do this green. This one's too Christmassy. And so I'll do 2 in denim and then a red and a green. Give them some texture on there, and I think that will be great. So I'm going to go ahead and now take his name, his letters here. Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, it'll fit on this side. We're just going to take it and pin this on there. And I'm going to do this with each one of his letters, pin it on, and cut it out with my pinking shears before we get anything pinned to my flag base, and then we'll sew it. But I'm just going to get these pinned on and cut out, and we'll be back. Okay, so I have most of his letters cut out. I just have to do the center of the O on here, and I want to show you how I do that. So I'm just going to lay down the straight edge. Let's do it this direction so I don't get too much. Let's pull that pin out, that pin in the way. And I'm just going to use my rotary tool here. And I'm just going to do a little X right in the middle. And now I can come in with the pinking shears, cut up to the edge, and then start going around the edge of my pattern. Pin back in down here. And I'll finish this up. But that's how you would cut out the center part of any letters that you would have that have open centers, or like your lowercase e's or anything like that. You can just do a little cross in the center and then come in and cut around that. So now I have all of his letters. T, H, E, and O. All right, we're going to get this onto our muslin, and I'll be back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of flag and I'm going to fold it in half lengthwise. And this is going to give me right across the center of the flag. Where I want to make sure that his name is centered on it. Everything's pretty evened up, and we can trim it all up when it's done. But what I want to do is we're going to have a little section of that for where I stitch for the little dowel, the large dowel to go into. So I'm just going to fold that over. We'll give that a quick little pin down. And now this will give me, let's see what this has left for us. So my bottom mat is 24 inches wide, and so I can come in and I'm laying this all the way to the edge and to the edge, and now I can come in. So that's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. If I do it here like at 31, that'll be, so we'll just say 30, 31, 30, about 31-ish. So we want the middle of his name to be at 15.5 inches. So I can lay this out. I know this is right in the center, this direction. And now I can come in, lay this up, and come in at 15.5 inches, and this is going to be the center of his name. So let's mark that. Let me put a little clip on there. All right, so I wanted to line that up with me just a little bit. I think that'll be just about right, but we want this to come, and we're just going to pin the top half down so I can get that all on there on that top part, just like this. All right, let's get those pinned down. I know you can't see it all at the same time, but here I have the letters just pinned to the top. I can now take off my little clip showing me the center, and now I can open this and get these pinned down the rest of the way. Once I do that, I'm going to take it upstairs and I'm just going to do a stitch all around each of the letters to his name. Okay, here is what we have so far. I know it doesn't fit all in the screen. It's kind of big, but I'm going to come in and just, trim off any extra threads. I will come in with a lint roller once I'm done to get all the looseness off of here. But I used a pretty good zigzag stitch all the way around each of my letters so that it should not be fraying any further than where we're at. So the next thing I have is I have a dowel, and this is the orange top from Walmart. Let's see if I can get that, which is a 3/8 inch diameter and 36 inches long. So, I think this will be fine for him. You could use a mop handle, a broom handle, if you want to get something like that from Dollar Tree. If they still sell them. I haven't been there in so long, but this was just one that I had in my stash. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. And I know that my bottom is not cut perfectly straight, but if I can line my top up and my edges here, I'm going to come in with my rotary and my quilting thing and get that all measured out. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is just go ahead and line up my top here. That's not the top, this is the top. That was my bottom. I'm going to line up my top here and pull that out nice and straight. Because I'm going to sew completely across the top so that the dowel does not come through. It can go and it'll hit that top stitch, and then I'll come through and once I sew all the way around, I will go ahead and come through and sew down the side here, probably like right at an inch, and that'll give plenty of room for that dowel to go in there. And if they need to get something bigger later, it'll have plenty of room for it. But I want to make sure that my bottom is nice and straight. The best way I can do that is match up my top. This is where the seam was on this fabric, the edge of the fabric. So I'm going to just match that up and pin it. Once I had that top pinned, I folded it in half again, and I'm now pinning the tops together, and that way I can use my rotary cutter and cut that bottom all off at the same time, making it all even. Now if I had a bigger workspace, I could have, done it a little differently, but as long as I've got these all lined up, I don't have a problem folding it in half with these pieces just like this. This side will be just fine, because once I get that sewn, I can come in and trim it off. Like I said, I'm going to leave it rough and scraggly, so as it ages with him, it doesn't look like it's seen better days. Well, it will look like it's seen better days, but it's an intentional look. Okay, so I'm going to lay this up here first, just like this. I'm going to pull this clear to the end of my mat. I have my quilter's piece here. I'll line this up. This fold needs lined up nice and even all along the bottom. And I'm just going to come in on the, I'm just going to do 20.5 inches right there. Now I can come back in, line it up on my straight edge. And now I can take this upstairs and stitch all around the outside edging of the flag, leaving an opening at the bottom inside corner for our dowel to go into. Okay, so I've got it sewn all the way around, leaving the raw edges on the outside. Folded that over and gave me enough room to take my dowel and insert it all the way into that flag to the top right there. And I think it's adorable, but I wanted to make it a little bit more, so I was thinking of just going around the edges with some of this beautiful gold yarn here. This is a cotton yarn, and it has a bit of a shimmer. That's my hubby. So this is what I decided to go ahead and do for the outside edge, and it will only be on the top, bottom, and the far side. I will not do it on the side where the dowel goes, because that would make it shorter unless I just put it on top. But I have just, when I'm sitting in the living room, I will have this piece of card here, and it's right about an inch wide. And so now I can take this card as I'm working on this and just sit it down, because I mean, if you're good at eyeballing, then eyeball. Otherwise, I just lay that down and I can come in and right into that stitch hole. I know that it's going to be even each time that I do this. And so I'm just going to pull it right on through. It's a little tight to get through there because it is yarn, but I just pull it through, make sure everything's not bunching up too bad, and then I will come around and bring it right on through the front and get ready to do the next stitch. So you can either, I mean, if you're just going to sit at your desk and do it, you can just easily just find your hole and just go through that way. But I'm not going to sit back here at my desk and hand stitch all the way around this. So it's easier for me to go ahead and just use this little card marker that I made. And I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way around this flag, adding this gold yarn, making little Mr. Theo's flag more royal with the gold, because he's my little prince. Alright guys, I will be showing, I'll get this done and I'll show you what this looks like when I'm done with it. Well, there you have it, guys. Look at how cute that turned out. Oh yes, I think he'll love it. I just added that little bit of gold around the edges, left it very rustic. I think it looks like something that should have like a seal or swords on it. You know, just, I think it's adorable. I think he'll love it. Guys, thank you for joining me today. Your time's precious. I know it. Let me know what you think about my flag for my little grandson. I will try to video him opening it because he gets so excited about flags. So hopefully I can get his reaction to it, and I'll share that with y'all. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, I hope you will consider doing so now by hitting that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification and YouTube should notify you when my next video has gone live. As always, guys, stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.